Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here in this space, for sharing in this space together. I've had a couple challenging days, but then I think to myself, oh, honey, you remember what challenging is. This is not challenging. I'm putting myself in check. But what I am realizing is I, my pace and the amount of things I've had to deal with were a lot jumbled up. I like to space things out and give it a little bit of space, and not always possible, right? And so I realized that when I do not have my little regular intervals of whether it be meditation, whether it be gentle movement, whatever it is my regular intervals are, when those are interrupted, I really feel it, really notice it. And I feel so stressed and tense. And it's like, hold the heck on, you know, chill out, just breathe. It's okay. And sometimes we got to talk to ourselves like that. Because I found myself saying that I'm stressed and tense and had a hard day. And then I said, girlfriend, don't even, don't even. So it's just interesting. But tell you, the more peace I have, the more peace I get, the more I want. So, and once aware of certain things, for me anyway, it's hard to just turn your head on it. It's kind of once you're aware of something, um, it's there. And what is it? Oh, gee, I don't even know if I could go put my hand on that right now anyway. Well, it's just, it's like if we know something and we do something else, it's like the knowing of the something doesn't go away just because the old self still wants to do something, whatever it may be. I don't know. It's just interesting, as always, as these conversations have allowed us to reflect without judgment and realize more and more about ourselves every single day. We're here in this community every single day. We're in our sixth year. And the conversations have all been wrapped around this beautiful conversation of self-love, of our relationship with ourselves, and more. Much, much more. This year, the conversation is around being present for our own lives. Um, and I think it's very interesting. The Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo is the book that we're following for these messages. Now, you don't need to buy anything. We're here every single day, but it's an awesome book, I believe, to have in the house, in your library, your wisdom library, as the late great Jim Rohn used to call it. Your wisdom library, Jim Rohn, Rohn. One of my faves from earlier on. The Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo, New York Times bestselling book, described as having the life you want by being present to the life you have. And this being present is our very subject that we're receiving, the message we're receiving. So to aid in us being present for the message of being present, I'm going to put some music on and hopefully it'll help us soften a few layers of stimulation. Back up, back away, releasing it, giving ourselves a little bit of space. It's all right to be there, but for God's sakes, don't come in so close. Give me more of me. Let's release. Now, if you are able to close your eyes safely, I highly suggest it because to me, I stop receiving stimulation and I can really drop in a little bit more. And there's the breath, slowing it down. Releasing the jaw, shoulders away from the ears, maybe a little side to side with the neck. Loosening and relaxing some. Sinking in to authentic selves, to our breath. Just being right here, right now. Here it comes, those thoughts. That's all right. Let them be. Let them be. Let them be. Let those thoughts just be like clouds floating in the sky. And this is true. And remember, we get to choose which one of those clouds we draw down and obsess over. So make sure it's worth it. Right now, just let them keep going because we're tuning inward. Allowing the breath to be a little more richer, a little more full, a little more nourishing. The message we're offered today, this day number 1940, is titled Breaking Patterns. Breaking Patterns. There's a quote offered to us by Walt Whitman. If I contradict myself, I contradict myself. I contain multitudes. Let's take a breath. We create patterns that others depend on. And then the last thing we ever imagined happens. We grow and change. And then to stay vital, we must break the patterns we created. There is no blame or fault in this. It is commonplace in nature. Watch the ocean and the shore do their dance of build up and crumble, and you'll see this happen daily. We know we are close to this threshold when we hear someone say, "You are not yourself," or "That was out of character for you." What is difficult at this juncture is to resist either complying with how others see us or withholding who we really are. Pause, please, with this. Let's breathe with it. So let's hear it again in our heads. Feel it, if you will. The challenge, which I don't do well, but stay committed to, is to say to those we love that I am more than I have shown you and more than you are willing to see. Whoa. Let's work our love and know each other more fully. Okay. sugarcoating Jen here, which is one of my older patterns that I'm working to release. I think that's really strong. So here I am being triggered. So let's back up. We're talking about being present for our own lives. We're talking about being true to ourselves. And we're talking about the life that we are missing out on because we're not, is how there's been the message of a recurring theme on a lot of these. So let me back up. We have these patterns. We're wanting to change. So we're going to break the patterns. For me, there's a lot. There's the us breaking our promise to ourselves. How many times? Over and over and over again. How about we quit doing that as the first step? Just quit breaking promises to ourselves. So we got to break the pattern. And we know we're close to this threshold of breaking this pattern when we hear someone say, "You're not yourself," or "That was out of character for you." So, what is difficult at this juncture is to resist either complying with how others see us or withholding who we really are. So the challenge is to say to those we love, "I am more than I have shown you and more than you are willing to see. Let's work our love and know each other more fully." That is not something I would say, that more willing to see. Although it may be true. How does that sit? How does it feel? So, if triggered at all, like me, we're going to have to let that go to hear the real message. So, breathe a little deeper, relax the jaw again. Personally, I think if we are that close to remember that we're trying to make a change, a lot of times I don't remember until I'm halfway through it. Like, oh my God, I was supposed to be doing this. If we're actually doing it, being true to ourselves, that's the battle. So this is how others see us. No? The meditation, the meditative exercise that we're offered today says that this is an awareness meditation. And as you move through your interactions today, notice whether you are complying with how others see you or withholding who you are. And after each interaction, Simply breathe slowly once or twice and return to the fullness of who you are. Notice. As you move through your interactions, just notice. Notice whether you are complying with how others see you or withholding who you are. And after each interaction, simply breathe slowly once or twice and return to the fullness of who you are. And smudge and whatever else you need to do, depending. What an breaking patterns. This has been part of practice for years here now. We create patterns that others depend on. Then we grow and change. And then to stay vital, we must break the patterns that we created. It's commonplace in nature. Staying true to ourselves. Okay. Staying true to ourselves. Another reinforcement of staying true to ourselves. Thanks for being here. See you tomorrow in honest gratitude. Namaste.